Alrighty, welcome back. I just cut some steel, some 1/8 plate with a 375 Tomahawk Air Lincoln Electric plasma cutter. I just cut a piece there. It's 1/8 plate. It's quite thick. It's going to be quite a chore to bend it. The plasma cutter did a beautiful job. This is a 375 Air Tomahawk by Lincoln. It has its own air compressor. It's a beautiful machine. I had to get it out this morning. We're going to go on the bumper this morning. And the reason being is I've got enough done to the console that I want to get done for now. We'll show it to you, but we're going to go on to the bumper. I'm just going to put this back in its place. Tried to clean up a little bit this morning. The bumper's sitting right there. I just kind of played with it this morning a little bit. Let's show them the console, see what the console looks like. What I did last night is I welded the console up. I even put a piece on the underneath of this side so it goes in towards the tunnel. I put one piece on both sides. I ground it down. I did use a grinder and I used a flapper wheel, and that's what I got done. I got it welded up on both sides. She can show you both sides if she likes. What I'm thinking about this console as I get looking at it, I like the way it looks. Also on the other console, I'm not going to put this metal in for right now because we got a shifter on its way, and I want to see where the shifter is up inside the console, so when I put it inside there. There's metal that goes in there and it tucks in. See, this piece here tucks in towards the tunnel. I got that piece there tucked in there. I got a piece on the other side tucked in towards the tunnel. Now what I was going to do is going to put a welded piece on this and tuck it in towards the tunnel. But when I'm looking at it, I really like how this part is floating. I haven't made up my mind yet, but when I get the shifter, if the shifter fits in there and I can hide it inside this compartment in here, if I can hide all the mechanism and everything, I might just take a piece of metal and cap, cap it. What I mean by, just run a piece of metal like on the back side of my hand. I might run a piece of metal down this way and down around and cap it that way, so when you look at the console, it's floating in the back. It's not going to bend. We got two big bends up here. You're not going to bend that. You're not going to bend that. It's got a bend there. It would have lots of support. I could connect it in the front and connect it down by the shifter. We've got round rod there supported to the floor, so you could put your arm on that. Nothing would ever happen. So I'm thinking I might do that. I kind of like, you can picture it now. If this was painted, we'll say the bottom of the car is going to be white. If we painted this white, piece of chrome running down there, we could paint this calypso coral up through here, and then you would see it floating, and you'd see the black carpet down there, and it would kind of look, really Art Deco 50s. It would, with that carpet down here, this floating in the back, this satin black in here like the dash with some chrome running through it. So white, chrome, calypso coral, chrome, black. Also, I still got to make the cover for this yet. Not in there being comfortable and all that stuff right at the present moment. Not sure if I want to make it go straight back and have the line go down this way and have, make this even, or if I want to make the armrest come up the way it's shaped there right now. I'm not sure yet. Also, I said maybe a good day to make that. Well, a good day to make that, but to finish it, in all honesty, I think there's more time than that in that console. There'll be at least a couple days because I still got the cover yet to do. I still got the back piece to fill in. You have to connect it to the car. There's quite a bit left to do, to be honest with you. Sometimes you think things are going to take less time than they really do, but in all honesty, that would be quite an expensive piece if you had someone to make it for you. We're lucky that we're going to make it ourselves, but there she be. If Jolene wants to go show you the other side, she can, if she wants to. Jolene's looking amazing this morning. She's all dressed in black. She's got a little bit of Johnny Cash in her. She's walking the line. I like Jolene in black. She looks good in black. That's what it looks like. I got the other side ground up and cleaned off. Alrighty, on this bumper, I welded it all up on the edges. Didn't really show it. I guess it didn't really mean a whole bunch to show what's going on there. I got some 1/8 plate. The bumper I'm saying is 1/8 plate. That's why I say I'm going to use that 1/8 plate. I'm going to open this bench up a little bit just because it'll help me out for the bumper, make it a little more secure. I'm going to go right to the last one. Then I'll know exactly which one to put it on. These things are funny sometimes when you go to count the loops. Sometimes you get looped up and you don't get the right one. Anyways, there she be. I'm going to open her up a little bit. We'll go over the bumper and show you what's going on. It's quite a behemoth, that is for sure. It's a behemoth. Now you can see we got both of these welded on, and I can still feel it somewhat. I can. And what I'm thinking is if I can feel it, they will be able to too. I've got this part here welded down in here. You can see that welded down there. We've got a few tiny pinholes, sort of. I'm not sure if I want to go back. Well, pinholes, I guess, is just where I didn't grind it far enough, maybe. And I'm not sure how far to grind it, to be honest with you. I'm thinking that where I have it, I think that I'm going to let them and their profession fix and do the best job they can with what I have. I've also had I had a crack here. I don't know if we recall or not. I had a big crack here. I ended up welding a patch of weld like that big there. And the reason being is I had a crack and I had another crack, and it was almost like doing body fill. I couldn't weld this crack up on this side and this crack up on this side and then make it feel good. So I just welded the whole thing. You can see, if you look real close, I'm right around, all the way around like that. I welded with that, and I put coat hanger or welding rod in there. I had two holes on this side here. I had a hole there and a hole there. You can see someone bronzed it before, and I ended up burning into the bronze and filled a couple holes there. You can see how it's not feathered off quite there yet. And what happened is it's hard to weld on that bronze. Wasn't looking at cutting the hole out. Got a little bit of welding to do there to buff it off. I've got this side here welded up on there. Kind of left it for now. Got to weld it though. But right now is what I want to do. She's a rough old bumper, she is, but it's the bumper I have, excuse me, and it's the bumper I'm going to use. We have some stuff like this right here on this bumper. You can see here where it's coming off. I just hit it with a flapper wheel. Wasn't sure exactly what to do with it. Like I said, I'm not the bumper guy. I don't chrome things. But I'm going to weld it up the best I can, and I'm going to send it off to them. We're going to see how well or what they can do with it. I'm thinking they can do a bit with it. They know what they can do. But it has to start somewhere. Where I see someone has bronzed it, like them holes there, when I started beating it with a chipping hammer, I got at least, they were that big, that hole there was like that big, and was that big there. You can see we had the bronze in it where it was fixed before. And I got burnt down the shoe on that one. On this license plate holder, this is what I've done. I did this before. I just laid this ruler on here and made a straight line, because that would be where it would carry to. If I laid that on there and made a straight line, that's where that line would go to. And I did the exact same thing on this side. I found center. Now basically what I'm going to do, or what I think I have to do. Also, let's take a look at the thickness of the bumper. If you can tell on the other side there, but tell maybe just on the edge there, on that edge there. This bumper is very thick. I don't think it's 1/8, but it's pretty damn close to 1/8. Also, where I've welded the pieces on the ends, where I've welded these pieces on the ends here, that's 1/8 plate. I have to do a little bit more on one. I think the one over here is finished. If you want to go on that side, Jolene should be here. On that side, on that one over there, I've got that one finished off, I think, and the one on this side I have not got finished off. I'm pretty sure I got it pretty well finished off. That's a 1/8 piece of plate in there, and if they need to grind it some more and to make it look right, they can. They obviously will. Had a couple holes up in top here that I filled up. We're going to see. She's a heapers of a bumper. I had another crack over here that I welded up. I fixed on over here. Exact same on there. I've got 2 brackets in here. I'm going to cut them brackets, take them brackets off. Don't want them. Don't need them. But basically right now is what I'm going to try to do. This bumper, it's got a couple little funny spots here. This is going to be a good one. But you can see when I lay that on there, that much missing out of the top part of the bumper too, so this is going to be quite trying. And we're higher in the middle than we are on the end here, so what I'm saying is we're higher here than we are there. We go over here. We're higher in the middle than we are there. Woo! So basically, it's going to be quite a job to cover that in, and I wouldn't dare do it with tin. You know, there's nothing to grind. If I put a piece of tin in there, it's going to be quite a time. There you go, just like that. I've got a piece of 1/8 plate. This would be the time to have the torches unburied, but they're not. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the pattern out of Bristol board first, and then I'll go from there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it out of Bristol board first. Yeah, when I put it's funny how you make something, and then after you make it, you know, I had the whole plan was to cover that back of that console, and I still might, but as I look at it like that, it sort of would look good with the back of it floating. It would. It would. Need some tape. And this is what I'm basically going to do with the 1/8 plate that I have. Or I set somewhere. I already lost that already. But anyways, with the 1/8 plate that I had right there, it is going to be some hard to bend that. It's going to be some hard to bend that. So basically what I want to do is I want to get this cardboard in place so I can get the shape of the size and the shape of that 1/8 plate before I start. And that way there, I'm able to manipulate it, well, not manipulate it easier, but I'm able to get it in shape faster, basically. And I'm going to have to make this out of 2 pieces. I don't have to, but I think it's a smart thing to do. I think it's a smart thing to do. After the bumper, thinking out loud, I'm going to do a little bit more to Jolene's Bugatti. Now, as I got that on there, you can see where it's sticking on the line. We're crooked there. I want to bring that over some more. I want to straighten that. I'm not even that center, am I? That's a boo-boo already. I want to make it straight because I want to get a piece that looks right. I'm going to cut that there. Everything wants to fall to the ground this morning. Maybe it's telling me something. Maybe I should have the bumper on the ground, because it'll sit on the ground just as well as it will here. Not bad, not bad. I'm at the edge here. I'm just feeling the edge of it. See how it goes up like this? It goes up on an angle. So I'm just feeling the edge of it. Going to try to get that angle going on. Now, I need more there because remember it didn't set up as high as this. I need more there, so that needs to set up there like so, and I need that. So basically that's what I'm saying that I need for a pet. I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than what I got here just for grinding sakes. Cut it a little bit bigger. I'm hoping that I got enough just set that on the ground. It's going to just fall on the ground anyways. And it has to be in the right shape or it's not going to look good. Oh, look at that now, would you? I cut that 5-inch. I'm going to go with it because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. The old welding rod will come out to fill the hole. Hopefully we can get one of these shaped right. So this is 1/8 plate, very hard to deal with, hard to manipulate. Alrighty, I put the 375 Lincoln away. So basically what I think I'm going to do is, just kind of wondering here for a second as I set this down. Well, does this fit on this side? And it should. We're going to have a little gap in the middle. That's fine. Alright. I'm going to cut that off. I sort of have to put this on to know where I have to bend it, and then I can mark it on that piece of metal because I can't do anything with the metal because it's too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the metal, or not the metal, the paper. Can you hold that paper there just for a sec, sweetheart? Just hold down that line. It's alright, I'm going to change my the way I go at it. And I'll get it myself. Alright. Should have done that in the first place. Can't see. Alright, we're pretty close. Pretty close. Not bad there. Now, that has to come to a point there. We get enough. I think 5 inches is lots. Now, if I take and that's not bad. It can come down a little bit. Let's take this here. No, it can't be like that. It's got to be up like that. This is going to be trying. Actually, if I take and I'm going to put this on that line. It's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one. The reason I say that is because for me to bend that metal, it's going to be something else. Don't know if I'm going about this right or not yet. I need to cut my piece off of, leave that down there because it's going to fall there. I'm going to go in the other room and cut this piece off. I would have used the plasma cutter, but I unplugged it. Why? I don't know. stuff on the bench. And the bench is the car. Now, the only way I get to bend this bad boy is the vise. That's the only way I got to bend this bad boy is the vise. So, it's going to be a lot of crashing and banging. So what we might do, I'm going to cut that end off. Yeah, I can straighten that. I got a little piece there where I drew that line on there. I can cut that. I'll cut it off now. I could cut it off later when I get them both together, but I might as well cut it off now. Basically, what I have to do to this, to get this bumper right, I have to pay attention to the shape. Pay attention to the shape. Try to get the shape. And that's basically what you should do with everything, I guess. Pay attention to the shape. And that's what I'm going to try to do, is pay attention to the shape. Pay attention. Chad. Sometimes I don't pay attention. And then I'm called bad, Chad. Believe me, I've earned it. Not a good thing, but I've earned it. Just taking it and drawing on the end. I had the line here where I'm supposed to bend it down so I can come in and touch this, because we're going up there, remember? And for some reason, I'm thinking that I remember that this was taller here than there, but as I show this pattern here, I don't show that. So my pattern is fooling me, or I didn't get it right, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. Because it looks all the same to me down through there. And when I had this on here before, the paper, I could have had the paper on there wrong, but when I had it on there before and I laid the ruler on there, it was bigger in the center. That's kind of a thing going on there. You can see how it's bigger at the center than it is back there. So I'm going to pay attention to that and do a little guessing game here. Do a little guessing game. So I'm going smaller to bigger. I'm going to try that right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the vise and I'm going to bang it with a hammer. Got your earplugs, baby? Got your earplugs? Well, hopefully I can get one of these, one piece made, and I won't put you through the other one. It's going to take me the time to do it, probably, no doubt in my mind. Alrighty. Let's put this aside, because you know what's going to happen with that. It'll be on the floor. Everything else will be rattled around here, obviously. I got that console out of the way. There's the piece right there that's got to be made now if I want to do that. I got the piece made from this piece going down the console. This piece right here, I'm thinking about flattening it off, and just capping it and having it all open. Or I might finish it and do it like that. Not sure yet. But it is fun to get that far and then say, wow, look what else we can do. That's basically what happens sometimes. You know what I'm trying to tell you. I change my mind all the time. I hope you notice that. Sometimes too much. Yeah. Sort of needs a soft bend there. Let's think about this for a second. Take a look for a minute. It's almost a 90. Almost. I'm just going to take it and take a look at it. I can put it back in if I want to. Did it wrong already. And the reason being is this is for the other side. So actually, I'm going to build the other side first. But they're both the same, so that's where I'm going with it. I'm just going to have to make sure that I've bent it the wrong way, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. So what I did, I should have bent that, when I put it in the vise, I should have bent the other way. Obviously, there's two different sides, so now this piece is going on this side. I fooled you. And that has to get down in there. Actually, it's not. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I fooled you. This line here, I'm trying to go with that line. Let's take and do this. Down here's fine. Up in the middle's not. Up there's not. Woo! Complete concentration. Whew, that's good. Gonna be a hard old fit. This here can be cut off some down that corner, obviously. This corner here, this corner right here, is holding me up too high, and I'll show you why. When I put it on there, it's got me a gap going on there. I'm going to keep pounding away, rolling that over, and then I'll shear that to make that fit right. Hopefully. 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 One thing I will say, that's got to be flattened down on that part there in the corner. It's got to be flattened. I know how to flatten it. Flatten it down some, me less. Remember I was talking about that? This has got a curl up in there. What I'm saying, there's probably too much metal right there on that corner. And I'm going to try to pound it down. It's nice and thick there. I'll try to get that around her corner. Don't know if that was the right thing or not. Trying to round that up a little bit. I got that punched out there again, I do. Don't want that. It's way up there. Now, when I weld that on there, I could beat that down, get that down in there, grind that off. I haven't got the right angle here either. See this angle here? That needs to come, I've got this angle down more. It needs to come up more. Woo! This is going to be hard. Ouch! I'm going to do a lot of walking today, I see. A lot of walking. Just looking at it this way, see if it's straight. And remind yourself, I have to do 2 of these. I have to do 2. That's better. I'm going to start rounding this piece just to see if we can get it, what we can get it looking like. And also, when I weld this piece on, I've got a lot of grinding I can do with the 8th plate to make it look right. You know, if there's something I don't like, this corner over here I'm not liking that much. Seems to be a funny thing. Not at all. I don't like the corner. Not at all. Got the bend right here. Somewhere there. I feel like I gotta bend that right here. Not in the center. Right there. And a reason I feel like I gotta bend it, I'll show you. We're doing this together. The reason I feel like I gotta bend it right here, because it's sitting up here all right. So it is sitting up there all right, it's almost up on the line. But right here I got this big spot right here. Don't like it. I'm gonna bend this to get it down some. I'm going to bend it there, just hit it on that corner. Then I got to do the bend here to get it to come down to the face of the bumper. This might turn into the all-day show. But I think I want it done. I do want it done, it's just a matter of doing it. It has to come down quite a ways, remember? Let's go check it out before I try it. Now it's flopped up there. Got a little bit out of it. See, I'm going to have that flat there going there too, eh? It's not bad though. I feel like when I hammer that, I'll be able to get that. I got a different line going on here now, though, haven't I? If you can notice, my line's not where it was before. Now it's down some. go get that marker. And after a while, I'll get so close, then I'll tack it on and start playing with it. Hopefully I don't bend the bumper. I feel, this is what I feel, that I'm going to weld that, probably weld this part on, because that's not looking bad on that line. Probably end up cutting that and welding that on. And I feel what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut that with a zip cut, shrink it, pound one side down, pound the other side down, shrink it again to get that metal out of there to make that go like that. That's what I feel like I'm going to have to do. Or that's where my brain's going. And is it true once you do one side, the other side's easier? Well, sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it comes into the fact where you have done it once and it's hard to mimic the other side, but that's what's got to go on here. That's what's got to go on. Basically hitting it on this edge here, hoping it don't bend the other stuff anymore. Let's go take a look at it. Got some thick ass metal, I do. Got some thick ass metal. Alright. Now I see what's got to go on here now though. Put that on there like that. That's got to be cut off. And that is up so high that that's not making me happy. This line here has to be matched up with that line. I have to get that line going right or it's not going to be good. Actually, that's not bad there. Come see what I'm doing here. I'm on this point here. I got that line sort of going straight. I'm down okay here, but that line there is not treating me right. I want to get that in there. I got to cut that off, slide that in. Wow. Hope I didn't bite off more than I could chew. I did shave this morning. I didn't beat it in with a hammer and bite it off on the backside. I used my razor today. I feel once I start welding this in, I'm going to be committed. And I am committed, it's just what am I committed to? Alrighty. I am going to, yeah, I don't mind that actually. I'm going to tack that where it's flush like that. And then I'm going to start playing with it. And what I mean by playing with it, once I tack that on there, we got that running on that line, and then I can start beating it around a little bit. I can tack it down there, weld it up good. Then I'll just keep playing with it, beating on it, pounding on it, trying to make it what it should be. This here is not fitting here whatsoever. I'm going to try to deal with that as I get going. That doesn't bother me here because I can flush that off with the welder, like putting weld inside there. This part here, but this part here is poopy, really poopy. And once I put that on there, like I really am messing with the bumper, like I really am. And I hope I'm doing. It's going to be. Once I start welding it up and grinding on it, that's the deal right there. But I feel like I have a lot to play with the 8th plate. You must admit I'll be able to grind and grind and weld and to get it, try to get it right. I will be able to. We'll turn this all the way on because my good friend from, not sure where he's from, told me. Bum, 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 bum. Alrighty. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try it. And all we can do is try it. That's all we can do. We'll go from there, and then we'll play with it. We'll beat on it. We'll pound it. I think that's the only way you do it. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty. I want to get it where it's right first. If you know what I'm trying to say. I want to get it where it's right. And I feel like I'm right. Ugh. Trying to eye this bad boy up. See, now I got a little bit of an issue here going on, I guess. I've already got an issue already. I'm going to bend that a bit more. I think I am. And the reason being is after I eyed it up, I wasn't. Just going on that line, taking it down a little bit, just putting a little bit more roll in it. That's quite a piece of plate. Don't look bad. See what we can do here. Trying to get this line going straight. Trying to get this roll going straight. You know what's most important? Is this top line, not the bottom line, the top line. All right. This line here is the most important because that line down there is going to be tucked underneath the bumper. You're not going to see it a whole bunch. I'm going to go with that. I have committed. If you can't tell, I have committed. Alrighty. I'm going to weld tack that on there. Am I too high up there? This is where I'm going to play with this corner. Whew. It seems like it's got to come out so much more. I'm going to start cutting it and beating it in there and see what happens. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Come on over there, grinder. Let's get a hammer. Get that down. Gotta come down further. You see how when that comes back together, it's obviously shrinking it because I've taken some metal out of it. It's obviously coming back together. I have to be welded back together, but that's why there's lots there to grind. Still got to come down quite a ways. I still got to come down. That's got to be cut off some. That there's fine. Maybe I should have done it in a couple pieces. That's what I should have done. Instead of doing it the way I'm doing it, this is what I'm thinking. I should have put the top piece in, get that line going right, and then put that piece in. My bad. But this is what I'm going to do. Like that. Let's do that. Let's take this piece off. Alrighty. Let's do this. I want to take that wherever. Straighten that out. Wow, that looks better already. Take a look. See how, come take a look this way. You want to take a look this way? See how it's going along that line there? See how better it looks? It's better already doing it that way. That'll have to be welded and feathered off, obviously. Have to grind some of it off first, no doubt in my mind. It's hard. I got a piece of metal in my eye. I felt it when I had my glasses on when I was grinding that. I felt it. I felt it. I'm going to snap that off for a second. Remind yourself the bumper's an 8, so when I grind that up, no problem. Let's do it in 2 pieces. I think that sounds fantastic. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Why did I not think of that earlier? I'm going to go with that right there. All that banging I did knocked it off. Just going to straighten that out a little bit. Little tap tap. Fine. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with it. Huh? Okay, now. So you can cut that. Cool. Happy, happy, happy. What I'm going to do is find the edge of that bad boy. See, we cut that off. See if we can't get that to work. Get a little bit. Watch yourself. I'm feeling better about this already. Good. Awesome. Awesome. I got quite a gap going on there. Not if I shove it in where it's supposed to be. All right. I feel good. Takes a little bit. I got quite a gouge going on there. Just remind yourself that it's 8th plate. I've got lots to. That's 8th plate. I'm going to weld that back on there. The reason I'm going to weld it back on there, I'm going to split that and knock that down. I'm going to, that's down there where it should be. I'm thinking that is where that should be. Now let's just bang this around a little bit and cut a little bit. We'll get her. That's what we'll do, is we'll get her. Ouch, it's hot. Woo, it's hot. Just like Jolene. Hot! The bumper, not really, but I did a little bit. Now let's try to see if we can get that. Not bad, staying in place. I want a gap on that because I want penetration. And believe me, we're going to do some dirty ass grinding to get it to get it where it should go. So I'm just going to set that down in there like that. Get it flushed out. Nice little spot on it. Now, I just don't want to get tacking it right in hard because we don't know yet if we're right yet. I'm going to tack it here again because I want to hit it. I want to hit it right here. Tack it hard here. Okay. I want to knock this down in there. Get that down in there. Just flushing it off. I don't know if I got the line down. I'm going to have to do some work there to grind, make that line fit right. I'm saying that this line's right down here. Right there's bad. I'm gonna go get myself a punch. kind of caveman on this bad boy, but hitting right there, is it? I want to get that up in there a little bit further. Before I weld that. That's fine. Just weld that spot. Once I get that welded in there, then we'll be fine. That welded in there. Once I get that weld in there, that should stay when I hit it, if you know what I'm trying to say. It'll be bouncing back out on me. There's a little space right there where it's touching. I'm going to take the zip cut and get underneath of it. What we at?
101.
101? All right, I'm going to try to get some welding done on that and get the grinder going and then see what we can make it look like. I got it tucked down there a little bit, right quick like, if you know what I'm saying. We'll be another 20 minutes, that's for sure. Give me 20 minutes so I can get it looking like something, so I can feel good about myself, because it's hard. I don't want to leave it just like that, to be honest with you. I want to get it looking halfway decent. Trying to get it sliced off so I can nail it in a little bit further. Not bad, not bad. It's just slicing right there. Alright, I'm happy with that. This here does not look right at all. Does not look right at all. Does not look right at all. It's up too high. Well, not that bad. Up too tall. I'm going to hit that on the bottom. I don't want the bottom to go anywhere. It looks good. I'm obviously shrinking it. That's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Right there, that looks good. Hold it there for myself to be amazed. Hold it for myself to be amazed. I'll push it down a little bit. Alrighty, let's just check that out again. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to beat that down a little bit right there in the middle. tight. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's what I'm going to do. Looks good, doesn't it? Just going to keep looking at it before I weld it. That's all I basically want to do. I'm obviously committed. I'm obviously committed. Starting to fill it in, I guess. Why not? What else to do? That's a hard one. Man, it's a hard one. I don't know if I got that good enough or not. To be honest with you, that's a rough one. Doesn't look like it's got enough shape right there. That's nice, but let's do this. I'm gonna take the grinder and do a little bit of grinding, see if I can make it look like something. Crazy. Trying to soften that bend up a little bit. See if I am going to make it look like something. It's not going to be bad. Alrighty, I think I'm going to be able to get it look like something. Just going to have to grind some metal off. What I did there is I had a bend there, and you can see how much metal I took off. Just kind of made it round. Just got that hard bend out of it. Got that hard bend out of it. And basically what I'm going to do is weld this bad boy up and then try to grind it and to make it look like something. Then I'm going to make the other piece. That's what's going to go on. It's going to take some time, but that's what it's called. Come look at this way. Doesn't look bad coming this way. If you look on it this way, we got a nice thing going on there. It's not too bad. We got some grinding to do. Going to make this piece out of 2 pieces, so I'll make this piece up top, and I'll do the exact same thing for the bottom on that side. We'll grind it, make it look the best we can, and then we'll pray and hope that the guys at the Cromer place don't think, wow, this guy's crazy. Whether to give away a hat or t-shirt, or do you want me to keep going?
That's up to you.
I can keep going. It's just kind of welding and grinding, basically. I've got quite a gap going on there where I cut it, but basically I'm just going to weld it up like I did that. Just weld it up like I did that right there, and continue on to do this piece. And I'm glad it took a little bit to get it figured out, to do it in 2 pieces. Now that I got it in 2 pieces, I think I'll go with this one a lot faster, a lot simpler, a lot quicker, a lot everything, just because the simple reason is I'll be able to make it, I'll be able to do it easier. 2 pieces. All right, let's give away a hat or a shirt. You can see my struggle today. I am going to struggle all day long with this. Not all day long with this, sorry, no, I shouldn't say that. But I'm going to struggle a bit. I see right here on this line of the bumper, I'm going to have to run some weld along there to make that peak. I got a peak going on there, and I want to make that peak all the way through there, so I'll have to run some weld in there, grind it off, put some weld in there, grind it off, and that's basically what I'm going to do with the whole thing. I've got 1/8 plate to mess with, so there's lots of grinding I can do. It's just to make it look right and putting the weld in the right place. When you're building something, sometimes it doesn't go perfect. You have to work it. And what I'm doing right there is I'm working it. I had no, well, yeah, I'm working it. Believe me, I'm working it. Let's go give away a hat or a shirt. That was a rough one. You know, I'm trying to fill in a hole of a bumper in an hour, and that generally doesn't happen. That takes time. But when you come back, you will see you'll see that bumper welded up, because I'm right now at the present moment, I am inspired to go back at that and work at that and finish that and fix that. And the reason being is because it's not going that well. When things don't go well sometimes, that's when I find that I jump up and I go for it. And if you feel that way, it's called you're getting inspired. I am inspired to go at that and fix that. I'm not getting where I want to run away and say, oh, it's not going to work. No, I'm not there, not even close. I am wanting to get back into the ring and do it again until I get it. And that's where I'm at. And I hope that as I do that and you see me struggle, that you get inspired, because I know that it happens to you, because it happens to me. We have to get real here. That happens. And get inspired from it. Do not walk away from it. Continue beating and pounding at it. And it's just like Jolene when she was masking up the hood. If you don't like it, make sure to know that I will cut that off if I do not like it, and I will do it again. I'll do it again. But I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay there. I got lots of material to work with. But if I don't like it, I will zip cut it and take it off, and I'll do it again. Believe me. All right, this is a shirt we're giving away. We want to thank everybody. Jolene was saying there's many comments on it.
Yeah, there was.
Lots of comments. This is the soft launch. I guess, the soft launch. I'm hoping that I don't get a piece of metal in my eye. I felt something hit me in the eye, but we'll see. And you know and I know. I have my glasses on. I can't, you know. I'm in at 14, and I struggled with a piece of 1/8 gauge. You want to go outside, Finabina? 883. Wow, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody taking the time and writing in the comment, because it helps the page grow. People want to see what that show was all about, if you're that many comments, obviously. And we want to thank you for the time that you take. Gordon Henderson. Right on, Gordon Henderson. You've won a shirt of Jolene's choice. The soft launch. I like the shirt. Me, please. Awesome. Gordon Henderson, you get a shirt. You like the shirt. You just have to tell Jolene what color you'd like it, white or black, and you'll get the shirt of your choice. And the choice is the one Jolene picks for you. And we want to thank you very much for watching. I'm going to mess with that some more. It don't look bad from here. It don't look bad. The 1/8 plate is very hard to work with. If I probably did it in sheet metal, it probably would have been a lot easier probably. But I have 1/8 plate. There's 1/8 plate on the bumper, and I'm just going to continue welding it, grinding it, and facing it, and fill that bad boy in. When you come back tomorrow, we'll show you the console and the bumper. Have a good one, everybody.